Just last episode, I was sat here bigging up Big Ben. Aaron Benn, our star striker, 22 goals he now has. He slowed down his goal scoring, and that would be fine if other players were there to step up. The issue is, Jack Dowdy hasn't scored in 14 hours. Yeah, it's not great. The form in our last 8 games is not great. I would like to win some games today, please, Football Manager. How's it going, folks, and welcome back to Park to Prem. Today is episode number 14. We have a double header. We're going to be taking on Haringey Borough, who currently sit in 12th place. And then following on from that, we're taking on Horsham. Just a matter of days later, one of our local rivals, a team just down the road from us, and we're playing them in the Cup. So maybe a chance at another Cup run. Of course, we left things last time with a Cup run. You might be wondering how that went. And the answer is, we kind of had a Western supermare, a super nightmare. We were winning in this game. Fitzgerald got the goal, but we lost. You know what? The goal was good. Let's look at the goal. Let's look at the positives. I mean, this probably is a goal of the season contender. I'm just saying it now. Verdon playing it out to Jones. Fitzgerald picks it up, turns, hits it in off the crossbar. That was good. Yeah, we held the lead in the game for the majority of the first half. However, it all went tits up very quickly in the second half. As you can see by the XG story, we conceded 3 goals in the second half. We never recovered. And, well, as a result, we're not in the FA Cup anymore. So there's no money arriving from the FA Cup this year. Now, that FA Cup game was nestled between some league games since we were last here. And to be honest, our league form has been questionable at best. Having beaten the team top of the table, we were taking on Chelmsford, who are second in the table. We drew 0-0. We absolutely deserve to win this game, but we had the problem that's kind of emerged lately where we don't seem to be able to score if Ben doesn't score. In this game, he couldn't get anything going. Dowdy didn't get anything going. And, well, you can see here, we created a lot, but if you don't score, you don't win. Probably should look at it as a good point against the team in second, but it really didn't feel like that. After that game, we had 2 further draws in the league, both 2-2. The first was against Felixstowe and Walton United. It's not really fair that Felixstowe and Walton get to compete as a joint team, is it? That should be unfair. We also drew against Margate 2-2. I mean, to be fair, we were actually getting goals in these games. Aaron Benn grabbed 2 against Felixstowe and Walton United. We came back from behind in that game from 2-0, so that was a good fight back. And then from there, things have got a little bit better, but we're not scoring a load of goals. We beat Burgess Hill 1-0. Of course, they were promoted with us. Aaron Benn with the goal. It was a last-minute goal. Let's watch it. Having not won in our previous 3 league games, 3 draws in a row, we needed a win from somewhere. Burgess Hill were promoted with us. They sit in mid-table. It was Ben with a near-post header from the set piece that got us it. It was literally the last kick of the game, but they all count. From there, we beat Concord Rangers 2-0, a team who were tipped to do pretty well at the start of the year. They've not had the best of starts to the year. Aaron Benn did grab 2 in that game. Unfortunately, against Whitstable Town, we lost 2-0. And then most recently, well, we got what should be a pretty good win. We won 3-2 against Folkestone Invicta. As you can see in this game here, we took the lead early on. Gallimore finally getting on the score sheet. I threw Dowdy under the bus in the intro saying he hadn't scored in 14 hours. Gallimore hadn't scored in 11 games prior to this one, but he got a man-of-the-match performance. He grabbed 2 in this game, and, well, we took a 2-0 lead. They pegged us back, but a 60th minute winner was what secured us what ended up being a pretty vital 3 points. Now, looking at the league table, despite our pretty wibbly-wobbly form, it's not been very good. It's been like jelly on a plate. We're still in 4th. We're still kind of doing okay. It is worth noting we've played a few games fewer than the teams above us, but there are a couple of teams below us who do have games in hand. It's very, very close at the top. You can see just looking across the board, no one's really running away with the league. Lots of teams are drawing, lots of teams are slipping up. So, yeah, it's been a little bit forgiving thus far. You might have noticed the likes of Chelmsford and Margate, who we drew against. They are teams breathing down our necks, so pretty crucial games to not lose that we ended up getting draws in. And, well, at least at the moment, I'm remaining cautiously optimistic that the playoffs isn't beyond reach this year. When you look at our squad, it's not a particularly pretty sight when you sort things by goals scored. Aaron Benn has 22 goals. Dowdy's the next highest with 5. And then it's Brandon Fitzgerald with 4 goals. The youngsters actually play pretty well as of late. I was verging on the possibility of giving Gaylor some first-team football, but I've been sticking with Fitzgerald. He's been pretty good as of late, so I don't really want to drop him. You can see a 7.48 rating in his last 5 games. Hoping that he's going to do the business for us today. Our first game is against Haringey Borough. They are mid-table, but it is away from home. This is the kind of game that in the last couple of weeks, we probably end up drawing. Hoping we are going to be able to get a win in this first one. And I have just realised, not on the day of the game. So I just need to mash continue a little bit to get to the actual day that we play a match. You would have thought I'd do that before I start a video, but apparently I'm not that organised. Also, Benn has finished runner-up in Player of the Month. I feel like he's won it already. He won it month 1. Month 2, he didn't actually feature. In October, he's come second. 5 goals in 6. Yeah, Benn is very, very good. We are a bit of a one-man band. It is a bit of a problem. Just before we head into the game, a little bit of a financial update. We are currently negative £200,000 in the overall balance. I have seen in the YouTube comments lots of people offering different advice, talking about setting up friendlies, doing pre-season tournaments. They used to work in previous FMs, and they maybe work if you're slightly higher up in the football pyramid. But we are so low down that the teams that actually would play us in, say, pre-season friendlies are like Vanarama national level teams. They don't pull in that many fans, so it doesn't really solve the financial predicament we're in, especially with our stadium not being the biggest or the greatest by any means. As things stand, we're still steadily making a loss. I don't think the chairman wants to sell the club yet. Apparently, he still loves the club, so I mean, good for him, I guess. But it is just something worth being aware of. Yeah, we are in a financial predicament. I say that like it's a new problem. We've known about it for a little while. It's an ongoing issue. I'll have to face it one day, but until then, I'm just not going to look at the bank balance. I'm just going to pretend it's fine. It's going to be okay. Anyway, in terms of team for today's game, I've kind of been rotating the forward line around a little bit just because Dowdy and Gallimore weren't scoring. Gallimore got man of the match last time out, so I'm going to stick with him for this game here alongside Benn. Elsewhere, the team remains largely unchanged. I did see a little bit of confusion in the comments section because people were seeing Jones and saying about his asking price, or rather his value. Basically, obviously, a player has a transfer value here, but you can set an asking price. When you then set an asking price, it shows as their transfer value. I saw some people in the comments saying, Jack, just sell Jones. He's worth £500,000. He's not worth that. He's not worth £500,000. That's what I decided he was worth. But that's a bit like me turning up and pretending to be an estate agent and valuing a property. I don't know how much he's worth, really. I just slapped a price on it and thought, that sounds good. I mean, £500,000 would be quite good, really, wouldn't it? But anyway, the rest of the team, as I said, remains unchanged. Hopkins and Sadiq at the back have been playing really, really well as our centre-backs. Sadiq continues to put up some nuts average ratings, even without scoring a load of goals, which is really what I thought we were bringing him in for originally. You can see a couple of players have been a little unhappy with their lack of game time lately, including Jack Blackham, who, of course, was a starting centre-back for us last year. He has told me in the last week he's running down his contract and leaving on a free. Do feel a little bit betrayed. But anyway, if we want to remain in the playoffs, if we want to be here at the end of the year, taking on mid-table teams just actually in the lower half of the table, these are the kind of games that we need to win. We need to win these comfortably. We are quite quickly approaching the halfway point in the season. This is our 18th game of the year. We play 42 games in the season. It's a little bit deceptive because it's only the start of November, but despite that, we've played a lot of games early on in the year because of all the cup games that happen in England. Often the schedules are front-loaded. So we are actually quite far into the season, considering it's only November. I'm hoping we're going to get off to a good start here, but we're not because they've just scored after 7 minutes. And now we need one of the goal scorers to turn up. That looked, dare I say, very easy for them. I mean, Kelly just goes for a wander down the left-hand side. No one competes with him. Neil's in the middle. I think Hopkins. I don't want to blame Hopkins there. I think he should probably be marking his man. You know what? It's a minor setback. We go again. Still plenty of time to turn it around. They're dominating this game early on. I need to make changes. They are having so much more of the ball than us. So I'm going to just ask the players to slow things down and work the ball into the box a little bit more. Away from home, I think it's really, really critical that you hold on to the ball when you can. As soon as you start letting the home team have the ball, you're going to create problems for yourself. In terms of how we're going to make things work here, I'm actually going to get the players to trigger the press more often and look to counter press. I just want to rush them a little bit. I don't want to let them be comfortable. I mean, Haringey Borough are a team down in mid-table. They don't have a load of quality on the ball. We should be able to, I don't know, turn the screw on them, try and force turnovers in possession. And you can actually see already, possession is now swung back in our favour. And we are having some chances and some opportunities. And it might all come to a head here because we've got a corner that's going to be whipped in. And you know what? I kind of expect us to score corners when they arrive into the box at the start of our highlight. Not on this occasion, though. Maybe, though, we can make something happen through Jones, who gives it to Benn, then gives away the ball. That's not what you're meant to do, Benn. That isn't in the script. They're now maybe looking to bring the ball forward, which I don't love. This is exactly what I don't want them to be doing. I don't want them to have this time and space on the ball. We're affording it for them. Is there going to be any kind of end product here? They've gone down the line to Kelly. Loads of space to whip in the ball. Hopkins, on this occasion, wins the header, but he might have more defending to do yet because they still have the ball. And that is a long shot that's not gone far wide of the post. And right as I thought it was about to be half-time, there's another highlight. The goalkeeper's kicked it straight to us. We're going to bring the ball forward here. Thompson, Gallimore. He got 2 last game. He was on a drought. Can he get one here? No, he was miles off target. I think it might have actually been on target. I just wanted to do a pun. The goalkeeper's name's Miles, just to explain the joke. Sadiq! We'll take it. We'll take it. Sadiq deserves the assist for that. It's fallen to Thompson at the far post. It's rather fortuitous, to say the least. It's not a classic Three Bridges corner goal, but Molyneux has put it in. Molyneux, by the way, joint top assister in the league. The keeper actually got a hand on it. It didn't hit the woodwork at all, but Thompson was there for the rebound. And from a game that we really, really struggled to get going in, we've turned things around. We've had a lot of possession. Onwards and upwards. Okay, second half. I've had a nice little friendly chat with the players today. No shouty, just a little bit of praise. Step it up, keep it going. I feel like this is a game that we can win. Similar to the St. Albans game, or St. Albans game. I think it's St. Albans. Comment section tells me how to pronounce English words, because you can never guess how they're meant to be said. Molyneux, can you do something for us? No, he can't. I don't think he scored a free kick this year. Whenever he gets one, I have hope, and it's just expertly put down every single time. And well, from one squandered chance for us to maybe a chance for them, the ball is in the box. What is happening? I don't know. We're defending for our lives here. Cole to Shepherd. Back to Cole. Back with Shepherd. Whips it back post. Free header. It's hit the woodwork. Hopkins, I think, has cleared it against the post. I don't know what's happening. It's not in the net. That's all that I know. Away! I don't like this. This is uncomfortable. I'm getting a bit carried away. It's fine. It's fine. Right. You know what? 18 minutes left. I've slapped my desk. You know it's serious business now. Gallimore is coming off for Jack Dowdy. I'm bringing in Isaac for Fitzgerald. And you know what? I'm going on to attacking, folks. We're going for it here. There's 15 minutes left. I want us to try our best. They are tiring, to be fair. We're kind of tiring as well, to be honest. And with 5 minutes left, this feels like one of those games where neither team quite has the knockout punch in them. But maybe there is a knockout punch, because we've got another highlight. Sadiq wins his header. Of course he wins his header. He always wins them. Jack Dowdy on off the bench. He's through on goal. Jack Dowdy, do it for me, Jack. You've not scored in forever. He scores now. We've waited like 13 or 14 hours for him to do that. I threw him under the bus in the intro. We've pulled him out from under the bus now. Don't get run over. It's 2-1. Do not blink. Do not think you're watching yesterday's episode again. This is another inspired comeback. And Jack Dowdy, with a confident little dink into the bottom corner. That was filthy. That was disgusting. You know what? In the context of our season, that could end up being a very, very important win. A game where, I mean, we went down. We weren't really good enough. To be honest, I felt like we should have been playing a lot better sooner in the game. But we've ended up grinding out an all-important win. And a win that only puts us 4 points away from St. Albans, who we've already shown that we're better than, and we still have the best goal difference in the league. I don't know why I'm clinging on to the best goal difference as like a badge of honour. Also, Brian Holland's here, and Terry Bedard. We've got another new person arriving, my word. I mean, press conferences are getting pretty big here at Three Bridges. We're going to have to up the budget and get another chair. 2 geezers have turned up today. And as I already mentioned, Jack Dowdy has ended his goal drought. He'd played over 13 hours of competitive football without a goal, but then he scored in the last minute on off the bench. And, well, considering we've got Horsham up in 3 days, and I'm not sure everyone's going to be fit for it because we've just played a match, that might be a Jack Dowdy game for him to come into, return as a starter, and hopefully help us get one over on our local rivals. Anyway, I've set the players to be rested. Cardo Sadiq is unavailable for the game because he's been a naughty boy and got too many yellow cards. So he's not available for the next game. He will be a big miss for us. We're taking on Horsham. Let's see if we can make it 2 wins in 2 yet again today. Okay, gang, game number 2. This is the FA Trophy third qualifying round. The FA Trophy is basically the FA Cup, but for all the non-league teams. You might be wondering, Jack, is there any money in this competition? There is actually a little bit. I mean, we get £2,000 if we win this round. That basically keeps the lights on for one match day. But if we could make it, I don't know, a little bit further, it slowly goes up. The reality is it doesn't really compare to the FA Cup. But given the fact we enter in the third qualifying round, and given the fact that Horsham are literally a team down the road from Three Bridges, it feels like a fitting game to come back for. They are a team who are really, really good for Horsham. They were predicted to do quite well this year. They had this player that I was looking at who I thought was scarily good, and then he vanished, which was quite the relief. This guy, Barry Shaw, generated at Kings Lynn, went to Horsham on a free and got 18 goals in the league last year. Then they sold him to TNS for £3,000. I feel like TNS got the better end of this deal. If this guy was in our division, if we were playing him today, I'd be very, very scared. The good news for us is he's not playing against us today. Now, in terms of our team for today's game, I want to play full strength. I don't feel the need to rotate. One thing I have noticed, and I don't know if this is a bug, I don't know if anyone's using the same database as me, or if you're doing a lower league English save, maybe you've noticed this. There doesn't seem to be that many injuries. I don't feel like there's that many injuries happening at this level. Obviously, we're at a semi-pro level where there's not a load of training. The workload isn't that big on players, really. You can see there are a couple of players not quite at 100% condition, but good enough that we can start them today. In terms of team news, we're going to go with Daldy up top alongside Benn. Sorry to Gallimore, who is unhappy about his playing time. He's going to be more unhappy after this one. Elsewhere, Blackham, who's already announced he's leaving the club at the end of his contract. He is our third best centre-back. So is Sadiq unavailable. Jack Blackham has some big boots to fill. And, well, this is the team that we're going to go in with. Interesting to note, we are actually not favourites for this game, at least according to the bookies. That said, I wonder how much of that kind of a rating of us versus Horsham is based on club reputation. I feel like when it comes to media predictions, when it comes to like the bookies odds in Football Manager, there seems to be a lot of weight put in terms of kind of club rep rather than the actual players at the team. Of course, our team is not the best in the league on paper, but it's a team full of some pretty standout players for this level who I'm hoping are going to be able to step up for us today. Going to be interesting to see how we do at the back without Sadiq, and also interesting to see if Ben can finally score. I feel like we've not seen him score in a little while, which, I mean, by his own standards, he scores quite a lot. If he doesn't score in a game, it feels like an age since he last got one. I feel like, actually, in the last couple of episodes, he's not got many at all. He might not have even scored since he got 4 on the first day of the season. I promise you, he's prolific when the camera's not on him. Maybe today he can turn up. Anyway, we have got a kick-off highlight here, and speaking of the devil, it could be Ben through, or maybe Howes is just going to collect it. I'm just going to check. We are on key highlights. We're building to something. What is the crescendo going to be? If it's a Horsham goal, I'm not going to be happy. Evans goes down and gets a penalty. Verdon crunched in. According to the commentator, he's been given... I was ready to see a yellow card. He's been given a red card. Was it that? Okay. Was it that bad a tackle? Was it that? I'm confused. I've broken the game here as well. I need the tactics. What's going on? I mean, it's not an ideal start. I'll level with you. I mean, I guess the fix is just to do this. We've had a sending off inside 1 minute. Am I allowed to be annoyed? I'm annoyed. I wanted to beat our local rivals. You know what? The penalty would have been annoying on its own, but a straight red as well. I mean, can Preston Edwards turn up big in goal? I feel like we've not talked much about Preston Edwards this year. He's still very good. He can still stop the ball. He stopped it there. It remains 0-0. But we've got a pretty long road now back in this game, you would imagine. We're down a man. Horsham have missed a penalty. Oh my word, I need to calm down. And, well, before I even get a chance to calm down, we're into another highlight. Of course, the one advantage I feel like of the shape that we play, the 4-4-2 with the diamond midfield, is when we have a sending off, the fix is relatively simple in terms of we just bin off the centre attacking mid. Oh my, we've given away another penalty. We've given away, please don't send him off, ref. Right, Preston Edwards, you've done it once, do it for me again. What is happening today? What is this? Harris steps up, Preston Edwards, he couldn't make it 2 for 2. I mean, that's annoying, isn't it? I'm just going to sit here and shake my head. Just going to sit here and shake my head. It's been a long time since we've had a proper Three Bridges meltdown. Been probably like a year since I've had a proper one. I'm having a meltdown now. What are we doing here, lads? Right, we need a response, he says, down a man and 1-0 down after 30 minutes. The bizarre thing is, from open play, we've kind of defended fine. It's just we've given away 2 penalties. But look, there's time to turn it around yet, everyone. Molyneux to Benn. I know as long as Benn's on the pitch, as long as we're lumping the ball forward to him, I'm going to believe that maybe he can make something happen. Molyneux lumps it forward to Benn. That's the game plan now. Just boot it up to Benn. Some would call it playground. I call it smart football. Anyway, Horsham look content just to knock the ball around here. They are going to be afforded a little bit more space without a centre attack in mid. They've played it straight down the middle. They've lumped it. Preston Edwards has been dinked. And Ademola Ola Adebomi, what a name that is, has just doubled their lead. That is a mental name, isn't it? What an insane goal. I feel sorry for any commentator who has to say his name on the regular quickly. I mean, Preston Edwards has been left on his arse. I don't know what to say. What do you say? This is Football Manager. This is the Football Manager I know and love. I know what you're thinking. 4 minutes left of the half, Jack. You're 2-0 down. You're a man down. Why not go defensive? Because it's boring. We want goals. We want attacks. We want stuff to happen. What was that? Get your act together. I am actually going to change some instructions just to try and get the ball to the front men a little bit quicker. We're going to go more direct and then in transition, distribute quickly over the defence. We're going route 1 now, which I know when they're playing 3 centre-backs might be playing into their hands slightly. But I don't think there's a better alternative, to be honest, than just trying to get the ball forward as quickly as possible to our fast strikers. But there's still time. Half an hour left of this game. We could turn it around. Don't count us out just yet. Although if they get another, maybe do start to count us out. Maybe wave it off, ref. Maybe at that point, I'll just throw a towel in the corner from my dugout. We can just forfeit the game 3-0. Okay, well, the plan to lump it forward isn't working from what we've seen so far. And they're on the attack again. Oh, my word. They've hit the crossbar. It's fine. I'm fine. Everyone breathe. With an hour gone, I'm going to make some changes. Benn's not had the best of games. I feel like this is a cup game that's gone away from us. So rather than see Benn get injured, I'm just going to take him off. Elsewhere, Fitzgerald hasn't had a great game. I'm going to bring in Dale Black just for some minutes for the youngster as much as anything else. I feel like with half an hour left here, and it might sound a bit defeatist, I'm giving up slightly. Although, if Molyneux scores a free kick, we start to believe... I nearly started to believe he's at the crossbar. The woodwork has been hit relentlessly here, but it remains 2-0. Another free kick. Molyneux, can you score this one? No. Still not scored a free kick, I don't think, this year, but we keep getting shown the highlights of them. He has to score one eventually. I mean, maybe we can make something from the corner, although we've not got Sadiq, we've not got Big Ben. All the players who are weapons in this situation, not on the pitch for us today. You know what? This is the kind of game where I just kind of want it to end. Can anyone relate to that? It's a game where I just have no faith we're getting back into it in what remains. It is going to end 2-0 here. I mean, we have single-handedly thrown away that game in the first 20 minutes, giving away 2 penalties and getting a red card. I mean, we lose to our local rivals. On the positives, less cup games to play, less fixture congestion, and we get 600 quid. That's good. I'll be honest, after game 1 today, I was delighted. After game 2, I just kind of feel miserable. As I already mentioned, we're getting close to halfway through the season already. These first few months are always packed with fixtures. Things are going to start to ease up just a little bit. In terms of when we're going to be back, I think we'll be back sometime around late December, early January. We may be able to look at some transfer moves because we are currently quite significantly under the wage budget. That's right. Despite all the financial strains we're under, the wage budget's good. And as you can see here, I'm just constantly having free agents offered to me. Like, there is actually some good players here. So who knows? Between next time and now, maybe I will have brought in more players to try and solve the problems that we've got. And by the problems that we've got, really, we just rely on one striker. Maybe I need another striker. I feel like we're turning back into the Three Bridges of old here. Anyway, gang, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. Just as a little reminder, no uploads over the weekend. We're back on Monday for more. I hope you're ready for more Park to Prem then. Let's end the episode here. I've lost my head. My team's awful. We gave away 2 penalties. Ben's not scoring. Yeah, it does feel like the Three Bridges of old.